What is up, you guys? I am so happy to be back. I hope that you're all doing well, and I hope that you guys had a happy New Year's. I know I'm a little bit late. I will explain why in just a second, but today's video is a first impressions / demo review on the new Maybelline Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. I picked this up at Walmart. I saw it being displayed, so I obviously knew it was a new product, so picked it up and I decided to do a first impressions on it. So that is what we're doing today. So before I get onto the video, I do have something to, talk to you guys about. I mean, I don't know. Some of you probably guys don't care about this, but I felt like explaining myself and giving you guys a reason why I haven't been uploading. I know that I had said that I was going to upload a few makeup tutorials for the Christmas time and New Year's time, and I didn't. I only ended up uploading one Christmas makeup tutorial. The reason why I didn't upload is because I just didn't feel motivated. During that time, I didn't feel motivated to sit down, film, talk to you guys, give you guys a tutorial. I didn't just want to sit down and film just because I had to put something up for you guys. I didn't want to half-ass it. I didn't want to just be like filming and then put it up and be like, oh, okay, there, I put something up for them. Like, no, I really wanted to take my time and film for you guys, but I just couldn't. I didn't feel motivated. There was just so much going on during this time from Christmas to now. I was disappointed in myself because I really wanted to make holiday videos for you guys, but I didn't, and I do want to say that I'm sorry. I just felt like explaining that to you guys just so I can get it off my shoulder. I know some of you probably are like, okay, we don't care, but I felt like I needed to explain to you guys why I didn't do those things. So, enough talking. Let's get started. So, again, this is a review on this foundation. So, if you would like to see the review on this, then keep watching. Alright, so we're doing the review on the Maybelline Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. I got the shade 75 Natural Beige. The one that was before this was just way too light, and the shade after this one was just, it looked way too dark for me, so I just went with 75. What really caught my eye about this foundation is the fact that it says it's a soft matte foundation, but it's also hydrating. Most matte foundations are not so hydrating. I mean, I haven't found a matte foundation that's hydrating. Now, my skin type is dry. I have extremely dry skin, but I do like a matte foundation. I love the way my matte foundations look. I love the finish of them. I love the coverage that most matte foundations provide. So the fact that this one is hydrating and matte at the same time just really caught my attention. So hopefully this goes good. Now I'm looking for coverage, consistency, texture, and longevity. So I'm actually going to wear this for a couple hours and see how good it holds up. So yeah, the packaging is just a plastic squeezy tube. It reminds me a lot of the Rimmel Stay Matte Foundation. Like how I've previously done on my first impressions video, I am going to prime one side and not the other, and on one side I'm going to use a beauty blender, and on the other side I'm going to use a synthetic brush. I just want to see which tool is best to apply this foundation with, and I also like to prime one side and not the other just to see if this foundation works well without primer. Now I'm going to prime my right side, and I'm just using this Rimmel Matte primer. Hopefully I do end up liking it. So one side is already primed. Like I said, right now my skin is extremely dry, so we're going to see if this really does do a great job at hydrating. So I'm just going to apply one squeeze of it, a full squeeze. Oh, it might be too much. Now the color looks good. It is very thick. As you can see, it's not like running off my hand or anything, but it's really thick. I am also going to see if I can build it up because I like a very full coverage foundation. So I'm going to see if I can build it up. It's also a good time right now to try and see how well this covers my skin because my skin is doing horrible right now. I have so many breakouts. I don't even know why. I haven't worn makeup since like Christmas. Christmas, I think, was the last day I put on like a full face of makeup. Ever since then, all I applied was like a tinted moisturizer. And I'm surprised I'm breaking out. Like, I thought my skin would clear up. Clearly, I did get the wrong shade. This is way too pale for me. So if I do end up loving this foundation, I'll probably get the shade that's darker than this one and just like mix them together. And as you can see, it has pretty good coverage. I mean, you can still see some of my acne going through, but I think for one layer, it does do a good job. So if you're into a foundation that's really fast to apply and still gives you good coverage, this is definitely a good foundation for that. So I'm just applying more on the areas that I do need them. I wouldn't really go with a second layer just because since it is a thick foundation, it does look very cakey on the skin, and I'm not really into that. I mean, I'm into full coverage foundation, but when it starts to look cakey, it's not what I like. So let's move on to the other side. Now this side, I didn't apply any primer, so we're going to test this side out with the Beauty Blender. Dot that on my face. Obviously, it was a lot faster to apply with a Beauty Blender than my brush because it's a lot bigger, but I mean, it didn't really shear it out. At least I can't see it. Gave me the same coverage with one layer that it did on this side with the brush, so I'm going to apply another layer. It's weird because when I go in to apply a second layer with the Beauty Blender, it does get very patchy. Like I started dabbing it in and it started coming off in some areas. Obviously, the side that I used the Beauty Blender on, it doesn't look as cakey as the side that I used the brush with, just because the brush gives you extra coverage and the Beauty Blender kind of like soaks in extra product. So obviously the Beauty Blender gave me more of a less coverage than the brush. So I would just go ahead and use it with the brush. I mean, that's just personally my opinion. That's how I would apply this foundation. I would definitely use a primer with this one, especially because it immediately brings out your large pores. I don't know if you guys can see, but it really brought out my pores. This is the side that is primed. Doesn't look as bad as a side that doesn't have the primer. So yeah, I like it, but I'm not in love with it. So I guess I'm just gonna keep testing it out. But for today, I'm going to check back in a couple hours and let you guys know how it looks. But for right now, I'm going to finish the rest of my face and I'll be right back. I am back. I do have to say that it was extremely cakey. With other foundations that I have that are matte, they don't look as cakey as this one. I guess because this one is just extremely thick I mean, it is a mousse consistency. I did apply a fixing mist. I applied the Pixie one that I always use, just to see if it would kind of like sheer it out and make it not look so, what's the word, powdery and dry. It did kind of tone down the appearance of it looking very powdery, but it still looks very thick. It doesn't really look good on my skin, and that's probably because I have extremely dry skin. Now, if you're very oily, I feel like this would be a great conditioner. What the heck? I think this would be a good foundation for you. I feel like it will do a great job in controlling your oiliness. Is that how you say it? I don't know, it just sounded weird. So this foundation, 1 out of 10, I would probably give it like a 5, 6. That is what I have to say so far about this foundation. Thank God I'm not going out today because I look so pale. So it is 8:30 in the morning, and I will be back in a little bit and I'll update you guys on how the foundation is going. I'll see you in a little bit. It is 10:35 and I totally forgot to do a checkup in the middle of the day. I planned on doing one like around 4, but I got caught up on some things, so I only had the chance to do a check-in right now. You may be able to see or not be able to see, but the coverage obviously has worn off. After wearing it for about, I want to say 2 or 3 hours, it did crease on my nose, so it was creasing in that area, and also it was coming off around my nose, like where I have pores. It was really coming off. It was just really patchy after 2 to 3 hours, I want to say. So that was a Debbie Downer, but I mean, I don't know what to say on the foundation. Part of me likes it because of the coverage and the consistency and how it is hydrating. I don't feel dry at all, which is good. I don't like the longevity. I obviously don't like the color I got because it's too light, but that's my own fault. I guess I'll keep trying it and let you guys know in my future videos and tell you guys how it's going on for me. So yeah, that is it for this video. Like this video if you would like to see more reviews on any kind of makeup products, and also don't forget to subscribe down below. And yeah, I hope that you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.